people having this sense that, oh, I have no access to the extra energy to actually do this or perform a certain task. So that's why I'm speaking about human energetic intelligence and science. As a scientist, I can tell nature and science actually explains so many things, actually gives the background for us to understand it in a better way. So let's look at the thermodynamics. So what's the first law? You cannot create energy and you cannot destroy energy. So in reality, our mindsets are slightly delusional. So people think they are accumulating energy. They are getting energy from coffee. They are getting energy from the gym. No, you are actually accessing the energies. And the only thing that people can do really to improve their performance or improve their resistance or resilience is to improve their energy conversion algorithms. So we are actually transformers of the energy, not the accumulators. And let me give you one example from my childhood. Here we go. I just recently learned that this was invented at the same year when I was born. So now everybody knows how old I am. Second, in 6 years, it has become one of the most popular toys. So I was around 6 years old when I got it, or 7. And I never was able to make or to fully complete it. And obviously, at that point of time, I just got it without any instructions, without any guidelines. Now, when I've got it for my kids, it turns out there is a very particular algorithm how to solve it. And I can do it now in less than 3 minutes. And that's the whole point. So if the people are in their positions, in their companies, in their workplaces, without understanding how their inner energy conversion algorithm works, so they become into this mental disaster. And they are trying to wear the mask to pretend, oh, I'm in control of everything, but actually they're not. And the more masks they wear, the more energy goes into wearing the mask and less energy goes into performance. And that's pretty much the example of that. So if we get access to our inner ability to change, master the external changes, master internal change algorithms, then we are just getting the more immune to pretty much all of that, and burnout disappears naturally. Every single human being have bias, different kinds of biases, and there are even collections, and I have seen like hundreds of those, and that's something we can inherit it. It's our evolution that have given this to us. We have gotten a lot of good stuff, but also it has a lot of kind of stuff that kind of not very enhancing on our daily basis. So therefore, by providing this flexibility in the culture, it would be removing the biases presently associated with the gender differences. Although there are some predispositions where women are more likely to take on certain tasks, or men would be stepping up in the particular situations, the flexibility would be giving this opportunity for everyone not to associate themselves with a particular gender in that particular case, and they would be feeling more relaxed, I guess, and resonating with their inner soul and inner calling, inner instincts. And those are, I think the instincts don't have gender. I think the instincts have the DNA that we share among us. And therefore, if we culturally have evolved to have this very visible, and for the good reason, there are visible differences, but then not associating like biological physical differences with the capabilities that we can produce as the intellectual beings, that would really empower culture to be thriving in a human way. There's always possibility to overlay or integrate or intertwine social psychology into user experience. So we can always plug in social influence principles. And there are 7 major ones: social learning, social comparison, social competition, facilitation, and so forth. How does it work? So while you're doing the primary task, like we are doing right now, we are speaking, there could be a tiny change in the color of the frame of the Zoom window, depending on how many listeners do we have. So maybe if there are not that many, it's more like blue, and if there are more than the yellow, and if it's like so many, then it's maybe red. And again, we would intuitively feel the connection even with the strangers, even with the crowd. And we are social animals. And this is inbuilt in our social fabric, in our DNA. And we'll look for it. Sometimes I give it this example: if people end up being on an island, like maybe Lonely Island, but they don't know. So the first thing, maybe we will look for food, maybe we'll look for shelter, but definitely they will look, is there somebody else on the island? So it's something that we would now be able to intertwine. So technology design with the layer of social interconnectivity. Very basic examples we already have. It's who is online, who is offline. Then we can have who is currently typing in the new idea to this board where we have random ideas. Oh, there are 5, 10 people are currently now there. Oh, I will jump over there. So it's how we can constantly have like ways to be connected. And technology can do all of it already. It's just a question, do we have the bias against it or not? Do we take it in our culture? Do we have flexible enough culture to welcome all of these socially enriched influential technology experiences? Burnout is a man-made problem. So if we have created it, so we must be knowledgeable enough to destroy it. It's the same as with litter. So litter is a man-made problem. It exists. So if we have created, we can most likely find a solution to stop it. And again, all of these kind of thoughtful arrows are inwards. It's about where it comes from, where in our nature something has been misinterpreted or it's going wrong, so that some other human part of our nature is abusing that. And I think this is where this whole problem kind of naturally then has the ground to start to grow. So the major takeaway is whether the people are the masters of change or the victims of change. And I think most of the people, if they are not aware that the change is everything, life is a change, they are the change. Look back to your earlier pictures. You look back to your thoughts 10 years ago. Look back to everything. You are the change. We are the change. Everything is a change. And the agency of being the master of change is the only missing piece for the majority of people. Because if you are not feeling the agency, or if you are not in control of the change, or at least mentally, conceptually, or with the tools, then you are automatically the victim of change. And that's the root cause for the burnout. And if the people are having the agency, okay, changes come and go, and I know how to do it. I have the tools, I have the experience, I have the power, I have the access to the energies, then there is no space for any kind of such bad circumstances to evolve. So that's my wish, everyone to become a master of change or sustainable change, which is transformation.